Well, I grew up working in the distilleries, which I absolutely loved, and went to college and finished college after some period of time. I came back home to my dad and announced that I was going to be a master distiller like my Uncle Jim. And he looked at me. He had just described my undergraduate work as abysmal. I'm not sure at the time I knew what the word abysmal meant, but I clearly understood what he was saying. He said, "Tom, I think the military is going to be just right for you." Everybody was going in the military then. This was the middle 1960s. And then you're going to be a lawyer. I'm not sure how he thought I was going to achieve that, but rather incredibly, it turned out that way. So I went in the service. I'm a Vietnam veteran, 1st Marine Division. Came back out, went to the service, went to law school on the GI Bill, and came back to him in the mid-'80s and said, "Dad, I still want to do this." And he said, "Still want to go ahead and bring back our great-great-grandfather Augustus Bulleit's recipe and go in the distilling business?" He said, "Tom, that is between you and your banker at this point," which meant fine, but no money from him. So I did exactly that. My wife, Betsy, and I don't know if I can spell entrepreneur, but people will accuse me of that. And people say, "Well, how do you be an entrepreneur, Tom?" And I said, "Well, I think my best answer is marry someone with a good job," which happened to be my wife, who's a stockbroker. And so we went and borrowed a mountain of money and started the business. Brought back Augustus's recipe with Bulleit bourbon, but very high. His recipe is 2/3 corn, 1/3 rye, so it's a very high rye bourbon. And it's been a long road. The first 10 years were very tough. I remember going into the local liquor stores and saying, "How about you buy some Bulleit bourbon?" And they would say, "How about we don't? We've got just plenty of bourbon." And from there, but you keep at it. You have to have a passion and just a relentless sort of commitment, and I do have that from my father and his work ethic. So about 10 years into it, we partnered with Seagram's, and then a few years after that, Diageo, our partner, which is our partner now, bought most of Seagram's, and we have a little at a time. I have friends that have MBAs, I do not, but they would tell me this is a very peculiar way to build a business. It has really been a business that we've built through relationships. Our relationships with the bartenders, who are unquestionably the captains of the industry. We call them our partners in chemistry, and we find ourselves here today, for instance, in Los Angeles, with California as our biggest market. Of course, I can't imagine that. I think it's almost everybody's biggest market. There are probably almost as many people that live in California as live in France at this point. So it's a very populous and economically dynamic state. The second best market probably is over in across the way in New York, Metro New York.